I'm seeing the country Ghana before my sight. And the Lord is saying there would be, I don't know when their next election is. I'm not so conversant with many of these happenings in these countries, but what I'm seeing is what I'm saying. I'm seeing their next election. I'm seeing it very close. I don't know if it's 1 year now. 1 year from now, I'm seeing an election taking place in Ghana, and it would be a very serious one, because I'm seeing something like incumbent. I'm seeing those who have served before coming up again to say they want to serve. And I'm seeing the destiny of Ghana in the hand of a young man. And this is the person God has ordained for Ghana. Now, if you are a Ghanaian following this broadcast, this message is for you. You have someone saying here, you need to pray so much for your country, because what I saw in the countries is that there will be a fight, and if you don't pay attention to the voice of the people, I'm seeing a postponement in the election, because it will not be resolved. It will not be resolved that they can have the election. And so you need to pay attention to the voice of the people to know what God is saying for Ghana. I'm seeing the destiny of Ghana in the hand of a young man. I'm seeing the destiny of Ghana in the hand of a young man. I'm seeing the destiny of Ghana in the hand of a young person. I'm seeing the destiny of Ghana in the person who will look as though is who people want. Should I say this now? We need to pray and ask God, who do you want? The person that will seem as though this is who people want is not who God wants. This is why you need to pay attention, or else the country of Ghana would be desolate and people will not be able to live there. Do you understand? So that the labor of men of God over that land will not be in vain. The economy of Ghana is dependent on the election that will be held next. Let me make I think I've done a broadcast for the country of Ghana before, stating the mind of God concerning, I think that was last year, December, even when I had no idea of when their gubernatorial election, their presidential election rather, would be. But then the Lord was merciful enough to make us and give us insight into what the economy and the government of Ghana would be in the coming election. And by reason of prophecy, the Lord showed us that their next election will be this year around December. And when we checked it in line with what their economy was, we saw that their election will be holding in December. I see a plan to bring it ahead of time, maybe having it in the month of November. I see plots around that, and I see a lot going on. But the Lord is asking me to speak to the country of Ghana. There would be a reformation. Now, how the reformation would come, it would first look as though there is scarcity. When I mean scarcity, beginning from the month of October, November, they would begin to experience hike in prices of things. Now, pay attention. It will look as though the economy is becoming unbearable even for the common masses. And even for the rich, they would suffer a bit in what I'm communicating. But the Lord is saying that this is one of the systems, this is one of the strategies taken to bring reformation in the country of Ghana. When you begin to note these signs and you begin to see these things happening, the Lord is saying that He's speaking interest in the country of Ghana, and wow, I'm seeing a wave of revival taking place in Ghana very soon. Their economy would begin to record some significant change. I'm seeing some significant, when I mean significant, I'm seeing a ceremony that happened between African countries. I'm seeing a kind of engagement that happened between African countries, as though maybe African countries specifically came together in aspect of football. I saw these ECOWAS countries coming together, and I saw a scepter given to Ghana precisely. This will be dependent on the decision they will be making as touching who their next president would be. Now, who the next president will be dependent on the people. I'm trusting God to give me full voice on this thing I'm communicating. I'm seeing that, wow, I'm seeing a man after God's heart, just like the day of David. This man is not looking like the perfect man, but I'm seeing him like a man after God's heart. Are we still together? Even as it looked as though David was the perfect match for Israel, he still had inadequacies and weaknesses. And these are the things that, I saw that the presidential election, I saw that the presidential candidates, the persons, the people are saying, okay, this is the person that we want. I saw as though there would be a government, like a policy that would come up, and it would want to alter the decision of the people. They will say, okay, this person does not have this certificate, it does not have this requirement. But I'm seeing intercessors in the place of prayer as touching the country Ghana. Because if they make a wrong decision now, I'm seeing that the next 4 years, I'm seeing as though things will be difficult. It will look like times 2 of what we have in Nigeria currently. I'm seeing so much of it. So that the testimony will not be like what we have in Exodus chapter 1. And there came a king that did not know Joseph. And so the implication of that would be that the Israelites would suffer. But then, if it now happens that way, I see the Lord instituting Goshen around the residents in Ghana. I'm speaking this proverbially, and I hope we can understand.